Good evening, welcome to the programme. Owen Bradley with Sean Barker alongside a Boxing Day edition of the Rams Review. Here to bring you a reaction to a Boxing Day victory for Derby County, 2-1 over West Brom. A great win for the Rams, who led at half-time thanks to Jerry Yates' fifth of the season, and got a second midway through the second half. Caden Jackson's shot toward goal deflected off defender Mason Holgate and in. It was a nervy finish. Derby conceded with less than 10 to go, but the Rams held on to win this one. It's a victory that takes Derby up to 14th in the championship table and sees them reach the midway point of the season on a high. We'll maybe reflect on that a little bit later. You'll hear from head coach Paul Warne shortly as well. We'll start with Sean Barker's thoughts on things as always. Barks, was that a deserved win for Derby today?
It was, and the reason why is because we had a bit of everything. No doubt the better side in the first 45 minutes. I thought we controlled the majority of the game. In possession, I thought was as good as we've seen. The 1 and 2 touch passing, I thought Kenzo Hartmine in midfield pretty much ran the first 45 minutes. Fullbacks getting forward. There was a real kind of mix of when to go long, when to play through the pitch, and we dominated. Got our goal, which was an outstanding goal as well from Jerry Yates from a really tight position. So everything went well in the first 45 minutes. We knew at times that second half we might have to dig in. We got that second from probably against the run of play. West Brom was certainly on top at that point, and the importance of that second goal is massive, and it was massive today because when you concede with 10 minutes to go, that extra goal just gets you the 3 points. But what I like most, especially in the second half, is having to dig in. You have times in games where you dominate, you play wonderful football, but the amount of blocks, tackles, saves, every single one gave their bit, and they deserved the 3 points in the end.
More to come from Barks. Let's get some reaction from downstairs. Paul Warne getting his first Boxing Day home win for Derby County today.
Yeah, really pleased. It was there's a lot of weirdness tonight, wasn't it? The kick-off time was weird. There was like a mist, like some sort of American film. It just felt a bit strange. The atmosphere prior to the game, the lads warming up, just felt different. Normally Boxing Day games are quite lively, but then once we kicked off, the fans played a massive part in the noise, which was great, and stayed with the team because we're playing against a very good team, and at times they have the ball and you can't press every time they get it. It's just lunacy. So the lads kept to the shape really well and created some really good chances first half, which pleased me, and the second goal was obviously crucial. So there's some really good performances. There's some really tired bodies. Obviously, I think you could see I was trying to help the lads out fatigue. We only had really 3 centre mids fit today, so we had to shuffle the pack, and T came on and done well as well. And there were some good performances. There was a time when, I know you haven't asked me this, but I'll tell you, there's a time where I was going to change both my wide men and put on, but then I just felt like they were getting on top, and maybe we just needed another centre half and just see the game out. And luckily it looks like a good decision. If they'd have scored 2 more, maybe not. But yeah, really proud of the lads. Like I said, I've made no shame of the fact that, no secret of the fact that I gave them Christmas Day off, because I trust my players. They're good people, brilliant people, and they've repaid everyone here today with a real hearty performance.
Played some brilliant stuff, especially first half hour or so.
Yeah, we started lively.com, didn't we? I was pretty pleased. I said to the lads before the game, like most of the results today, most of the home teams started off really well, scored early on, and so I thought we started really well, done some really good play, and then it was just, could be the saying of the season really, we just probably aren't as clinical as much as we need to be to collect more points. Is that the right answer? Yeah. So yeah, really pleased with the play. I wasn't best pleased they turned us round. That messes with my mojo. I love doing it away from home, but when someone does it to me, I'm not best pleased. But in fairness, it got us a home win, so yeah, great.
Asked you before the game about whether you were concerned about the effect that a couple of late goals against had had on your players, and you sort of said it wasn't an issue, and it didn't appear to be the issue with the way they defended late on today.
No, I mean, it helps when you've got 29, 30,000 fans cheering every block and tackle and head in the last minute, but it felt a bit deja vu, I won't lie, that we were just getting a little bit overexcited at the end, sort of giving away fouls. And then for that free kick, a bit like the Luton goal the other day, for that free kick to come in there, I thought, oh, if we get another 2 points ripped off us, it will be difficult, because then if it keeps happening and becomes a habit, then the lads think, you know, there's some sort of voodoo trick on them. So, no, pleased that they defended the way they did. And like I said, the crowd helped no end, because they were cheering and shouting everything, and we needed everyone in the ground today to help the lads out. So, yeah, really pleased.
You mentioned Tuanda Chilewa, who came in and did a job for you today off the bench. Does his involvement sort of illustrate what you've said before? You are going to need everybody, especially over this couple of weeks. Yeah,
I'm going to need everybody. Like, T's been desperate to get in for weeks, as he should be, by the way. He's a professional footballer, but he's had some really good performances ahead of him, and he's found it difficult to get in. Unfortunately, he was out for a long period of time after he got in the team, and, you know, Tomo and Ozzy are biting at the bit to get back in as well. So, and it's going to take everyone. Like, the other day I put Colo on, today I put Dej on. The other day I started with Sonny, didn't have Foz, then I put Foz on today, and then move him around. So it's just about trying to, and it's a constant thing. Like, with hindsight, it's great, but for me, I'm constantly trying to balance the freshness of the team and trying to get the best 11 out, and then also think, look, there's another game in 2.5 days' time. I need to win this one, but I also don't want to take 11 people with only one leg in 2.5 days' time. So it's a constant thing. So it is going to take everyone, and, you know, I've just apologised for the subs in there that I didn't put on, because I really want to put Tom and Corey on today, but, you know, it's not a charity, it's about winning.
I put Warne on an even keel, as always, after Derby's victory over West Brom today. And we saw, as we saw sort of inversely on Friday at Luton, Sean, the importance of the second goal, and also the importance of scoring first, which Derby did today. Jerry Yates wonderfully taken goal.
It wasn't as a goal that was deserved. We've had it a few times at Pride Park this season where we've got that first goal and not gone on to get the second. That's the all-important one for me, because previously we've been punished for getting that first and then almost taking our foot off the gas and allowing the team to get back into it. I don't think we did, especially in that first 45 minutes. The second half, you expect a reaction from West Brom. You know they've got good players. They livened up that little bit, and we got the second at a key point when we were under a little bit of pressure ourselves. So the second one was enough to keep that gap. You always worried that West Brom might get into it. They did with 10 minutes remaining, but that last little 10 minutes of having to dig in to make sure you got the all three deserved points was just as special as some of the football we saw in the first 45.
Kayleigh Jackson's goal, and actually it's been given to Mason Holgate as an own goal, does that illustrate sometimes just get a shot off toward goal and you don't know what might happen?
Well, I'm sure Zetstrom had maybe one save at the end. No, 2 saves in that second half. They didn't test him in the first half. I know they hit the post on a couple of occasions from long distance, but they had lots of the ball maybe in Derby's half at time without really threatening, and sometimes it's just about hitting it hard across goal. When there's bodies, often that's the opportunity for deflections or coming off the back of someone's foot and just landing kindly. When you get in there, I think Wilson had the first shot, deflected, came back to Jackson, hard and low, comes off the defender and ends up in the back of the net. And there's no doubt we've been on the receiving end of a little bit of bad luck at times this season, and I agree with Paul to say that we should be higher. In reality, performances-wise, control of games, being in every single game, maybe bar the Leeds one, I think we deserve to be higher in the league. And this is a nice little touch to on Boxing Day in a really important week or so to get 3 points and say, you know what, we deserve to be where we are, if not higher. But so far the performance has been good, especially here at Pride Park, and you get that second goal, you get your rewards.
And it was needed because West Brom pulled one back and made it nervy. It was always going to be nervy, 1-goal game. I
think you've got to expect that with any team towards the top end. Some of the quality they have, some of the players, you look at the changes, who they bring on from the bench. We've talked about it this season. Sometimes you need that little bit of luck, and sometimes you have to find ways of winning, however that looks. And yeah, I thought on a whole, between the out-of-possession stuff where players work tirelessly, the in-possession stuff has been far superior this year to last year, and I think it's just because we've got better players. And for me, Houtmine, if we can get him fitter, again, that second half he just started to struggle with the athletic side of things, the physical side of things, but you've got better players in the side, you've got better footballers, you've got more control of games, and ultimately that's given us better performances, which in time comes with better results. So really pleased after what was maybe a frustrating Leeds game. The reaction from that onwards has been outstanding.
Zetterstrom didn't have a great deal to do, as you mentioned, but he came up big when he was required with that save right at the end. I know some will say he's a goalkeeper, that's what he's paid to do. Does the fact that Derby dug in today, held on today, does that banish any of the demons of Luton and maybe even Sheffield Wednesday from a few weeks ago here?
I think where we are and how we're feeling at this point, yes. But you have to learn from those moments, which we clearly have done. I think the Sheffield Wednesday one was a huge sign to say we need to be better at times and better at managing games and doing more when we're on top. Luton, I know there was lots of deflections, but you know, for both goals, but we could have done better to see that game out. Zetterstrom isn't, I wouldn't say he's technically a footballing goalkeeper. He's not a goalkeeper that's off his line, that's linking play like we see so many modern day goalkeepers. But what he does superbly is he punches balls away and comes and collects when he has to, and he makes big saves. And that's the reason he's here. And made a huge save with 3 or 4 minutes remaining with his right foot. And that's what you need from your goalkeeper. It's as simple as that. So everyone played their part. It was a wonderful game to watch. It was entertaining. Both teams tried to play the right way. Both teams got goals. And ultimately, for me, all-round performance, it had a bit of everything. So everyone leaves Pride Park with happy memories from today's game, and obviously being at Pride Park on Boxing Day for the first time in a long while.
Yeah, and Zetterstrom was the last man out celebrating with the supporters as well. Helpful when your goalkeeper pulls off saves like that, and helpful when your strikers score goals as well. Here's Jerry Yates.
Yeah, very delighted. Nice Christmas present for the boys, yeah.
Talk to me about the performance and the way that you all dug in late on.
Yeah, I thought first half was very good. Created a lot of chances. Obviously they changed the structure a little bit second half, and we had to dig deep and do a lot of fighting, and I think we matched them for that, so it was a good performance overall.
Obviously, only 6 days ago, you had the Luton game, and I'm sure there will have been some in Pride Park sort of having flashbacks. Did what happened there enter your minds at all on the field?
Not necessarily. We obviously come out of that game weirdly with a lot of confidence. Up until the last 5 minutes of the Luton game, we thought it was excellent. So, listen, we've got to obviously get past that. We took a lot of confidence from that game, and we took it into this game clearly, and we stuck together and got the 3 points in the end. Yeah,
today's a great way to put it to bed. Tell me about your goal. You only seem to score good ones, and that's right up there.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't too bad. Obviously, lovely pass from Kenzo. A lot of disguise on it, and literally just working on it all week, getting it out my feet in the box and striking in between legs, and thankfully it went in.
Talk to me about Kenzo Houtmine and his performance today, because for that first half an hour, probably the best we've seen him in a Derby shirt. Is that how it feels out there with him?
Yeah, he's obviously a very talented player, and we're very lucky to have him. When he's on it, I'm making any team tick. So, like I say, we'll stay on him in training, and I'm sure he'll might put a lot more performance in like that. Yeah.
Only a couple of days until you're back here to face Leeds. How do you approach that one?
I'm sure he'll tell us that tomorrow, the gaffer. But yeah, we'll be in obviously tomorrow morning for a little bit of recovery, and obviously there'll be a lot of meetings going off over the next couple of days with regards to playing against Leeds. Obviously we know they're a talented group and played them not so long ago, so obviously we need to go out there and put on a performance like that, I'm sure, and we'll shock them.
Halfway through the season now, this was the midway point of the campaign. Do you sort of step back and consider how you feel about the first half of the season?
I think as a group we want to look forward. Obviously we've improved a lot throughout the first half of the season, and so we should. I think we take a lot of confidence from the last few games. I think we're very much improved, and I think if we're a lot more brave and a lot more confident, we'll put most teams to bed, and I think looking forward to the next second half of the season, I think we should be pushing right up there. So yeah,
30,000 plus here today. Be similar against Leeds in a few days' time. This is what it's all about, right?
Yeah, of course. They're singing everyone's name throughout the game, and it's massive. It gives a lot of players confidence. 31,000. It's a bit surreal, really, when you're young, you dream of stuff like that. So yeah, it was like a little 12th man for us today. Yeah, it was perfect.
That's Derby goal scorer Jerry Yates. Results from today then in the Championship. Plenty of goals around on this Boxing Day afternoon. Some big scorelines, late equaliser for Blackburn, get something at home to Sunderland, Bristol City beating Luton, Wayne Rooney's Plymouth getting another thumping, this time away at Frank Lampard's Coventry City. Real drama at Middlesbrough, they led 3-0, Sheffield Wednesday pulled it back to 3-3 to get a point. Norwich beating Millwall, Preston beating Hull, who are still really struggling. Defeat for Portsmouth, who led for a long time but conceded a last-minute winner to Watford. Burnley getting a victory at Sheffield United. Haven't lost often at Bramall Lane this season at the Blades. Big win for Gary Rowett in his first game in charge of Oxford, beating Cardiff and Swansea, putting 3 past Queen's Park Rangers. Still goalless in the late game between Stoke and Leeds United. That won't have any bearing on the bottom of the table. Might have a little on the top. Leeds could go top of the table if they get a victory tonight. Elsewhere, West Brom just ceding a place to Middlesbrough after their defeat today. The Baggies. Derby climbing back to 14th in the table, closer to the top half, much closer than they are to the relegation zone. It's Hull, Cardiff and Plymouth in the bottom 3. And that's all for us for now. If you want more reaction to today's game, it'll be on the website, dcfc.co.uk. We're back here in a couple of days for Derby's final fixture of the year. We'll see you for that. For now, from me, Barks, and the rest of the RamsTV team, bye-bye.